Mother's Day. What a day, what a year, what a time to be alive. You couldn't write it. It's absolutely unprecedented. And today I've wobbled, which is natural. It's been a very difficult morning as we all adapt to these new normals. And one of the reasons why I'm happy to post about my own vulnerabilities is because I want to encourage you to think about yours, to experience your own vulnerabilities, knowing that it's absolutely okay. We are in unprecedented times and everything has been thrown up in the air. So it's all good. I'm currently just creating a stay sane campaign, and I'm putting those posts out on my Facebook page, just like tips that come to me. And so obviously it's Mother's Day. You may not know, but I am a mum, and we're staying home. And one of the things I've decided to do is to dress up as if I'm going out, because if not, what happens is you can just end up like moping around the house, you know, not feeling like you have a purpose. And I know from my work, from my readings and the teachings that I've abided by for so many years, how much having a sense of purpose is important for our psychological well-being. So here I am, dressed up to the nines with no place to go. Well, as such, I'm in the garden today. But this is a time I want to sustain and maintain my meditations, because I know that it's good for me, and I believe it's at times like this that we would benefit from going inwards. So if you would like to join me, I'm going to find the audio and I'm going to come back and we're going to go live. We're going to meditate. It's a practice, it's a skill that can be beneficial. Hey, 415, I'm going to call you. Thank you for the inboxes and thank you for the love. I love that the police reports are down, and here I am. I'm in my fancy coast, what is it, a onesie? No, it's not a onesie, is it? It's like I can't even think today. But you know what? I said to myself, I'm putting it on. Be it I ain't going nowhere, but it's important to feel that we have purpose. And so in a situation where you have limited control, it's all about what can you do to have a sense of control. And so if that means putting on my fancy frock and a bit of lippy, doing my hair, putting on my spandocious earrings, that's what it's got to be about. Plus, for me, feeling that I make a difference, feeling that I could be of service to other people is something that's also good for my well-being. So what about you? What tips are you finding to help look after you in this time of unprecedented change and uncertainty? And I think if that is a challenge for us, to get used to uncertainty. And for people who are anxious, highly anxious, and fearful, that can be particularly difficult. However, a lot of the skills we've been practicing, mindfulness, meditation, grounding techniques, now is the time for practice, for real practice. And so for me, meditation's been something that I have began to do, but I would go sometimes in it, sometimes out of it. But now I'm making that a daily practice, because there's so much chaos going on outside. I've decided, as we all know, that going within is just one self-care strategy. So if you've got any tips that you would like to share, things that are helping you to get through, please let your girl Key know, because it's serious times that we're in, and there's no two ways about it. Let's not pretend. We will feel vulnerable, and if we feel vulnerable, it's absolutely okay to let the tears fall, because we don't want to hold that in. That is not good for us. DJ Mal and 6 Foot Blonde, welcome. Give your girl Key a wave. Give your girl Key a like. It's good to know we're not alone out here. So here I am. I'm in my coast frock. A jumpsuit. That's what it is. It's a jumpsuit. I'm dressed up with nowhere to go. Got my lippy on and my fancy earrings. But you know what? It makes me feel better. And so whatever you've got to do, you're dressed and pretty. I'm in PJs. I'll do better tomorrow. Sister, you need to recreate a routine. We've got to create routines. And that's something my family and I are talking about at the moment, the importance of a routine and the importance of just getting up and getting dressed. And as you can see in this position, I ain't going nowhere. However, when I looked in my wardrobe today, I just thought, what do I really want to put on a tracksuit? And I didn't, so I haven't. And I put my lipstick on and my fancy earrings because it gives me a sense of power. It gives me a sense of control in a situation where we have limited control and power. And if anyone's familiar with the work of Viktor Frankl, in his seminal book, Man's Search for Meaning, he writes about being in a prisoner of war camp. And he spoke about the importance of finding purpose, of finding meaning in your life. And he also wrote about the people who didn't find purpose and meaning were the ones who tended to fade away. Let's not mince words here. This is a psychological battle that we are going through, and people aren't necessarily addressing that at the moment. You know, we know that the officials are talking about the importance of social distancing and hand washing, but we miss, myself personally as a psychotherapist, I'm particularly attuned to the fact that at a psychological level, this is a massive battle for us as humanity, as individuals, in our families. And so we've got to be thinking about how we stay sane. And that's what I've in the middle of just creating as I go, not for kind of like a program I want to sell. It's not what it's about right now. It's about how can we stay sane. Today is Mother's Day, and today I am choosing to dress up like I got somewhere to go. So I'm going to be back in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to set up the meditation. So if you want to join me, please do. But if you don't, I totally get it. However, this is just one of the ways that I am working at the moment to go within, because if I stay focused without, I'll be overwhelmed with sadness. And so I'm having to make choices to look after my well-being, because I want to ensure that I am intact in order to support people who are coming forth and wanting support at this particular time with the intricate details of their life. Hey, Lugwig made me do it. How you doing there? If you've got any questions or queries about how best to look after yourself at this particular time, hands of gold, welcome, welcome. Feel free to please ask, and I would be grateful if you can also share any tips or wisdom that you're finding. If you go to my personal Facebook page, the news was on last night and my mum was indulging in it. I was taking it in, and then I happened to see this dentist on Facebook who was having a rave party, and I thought, you know what, I can either listen to the news, and I am up to speed with the current developments in terms of the importance of social isolation, but actually what I decided to do was to listen to the gentleman's party. I hosted a watch party, and I had a gay old time, and I actually danced and bubbled and got out of breath. But hey ho, my steps are suffering at the particular time. So any tips and advice that you can give, I would gladly welcome. Feel free to inbox your girl Key. It's all about staying sane, people. We know about what the health implications, but we've also got to be looking after our mind at this time. So if you need to dress up, put your fancy lipstick on and your earrings to celebrate Mother's Day, do what you gotta do, because we've got to look after us. I'm going to be back in 5 as I set up this meditation. I do hope you join me. Take care of you and each other. It's your girl Key.